on? What it do, what it do, what it does, what it does. Welcome back to Ross Reacts, baby. You did what I'm saying. So look, so apparently yesterday, I forgot the lady name, just something, whatever her name is. She just dropped a video with Andrew Tate, Brittany Renner, and some random chick. I don't know the other chick name, but for those of you, everybody know who Andrew Tate is. Everybody know who Andrew Tate is. He's the guy that got canceled. He's the guy everybody call the misogynistic narcissist freak. You know, personally, I don't agree with everything he say, but he makes great points. You know what I'm saying? So it's a 3-hour video. I can't sit here for 3 hours and watch this whole thing. But what I can do, I can watch some. I'm going to skip over it a little bit. And I might do 2 to 3 parts of it because I'm going to watch the whole thing. I just don't want y'all to sit here for 3 hours and watch me watch this because, hell, with my commentary plus the 3 hours, the thing going to be like 4.5, 5 hours. So I'm probably going to break it up in segments, 3-part segments. So let's just get straight into it right now. You did.
What up, guys? Welcome to the Just Pearly Things YouTube channel, and welcome to the pregame.
Boy, look at him already.
YouTube channel, and welcome to the pregame.
My boy is there for business. Look at him. Look at him. Let's get to it.
Before I start, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell that we are going to be notified of my daily videos. Like the video on your way in. We have a special panel tonight. But before we get to...
Look, you already know we about to skip through this thing a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to you. Guest introduction. Number one problem with men and women today. Let's jump straight into it, baby.
Okay, so my first question is, what is the number one problem facing men today, and what is the number one problem facing women today?
I'm gonna say something.
Come on, ladies.
Everybody's
Everybody's
gonna
going to educate me.
The number one problem.
Answer all the questions. Come on, tell me.
The number one problem with men is that they don't tell women the truth, and the number one problem with women is that they can't handle the truth.
Woo! Hey, we could stop right here. Shout out to this black queen right here. She spitting. Yeah, and look. One thing about older women, especially older black women and older women in general, but since I'm black, I can speak for older black women. They know the truth, boy. They get it. Yeah.
That's a good paradigm to start from because it's actually very interesting you say that. A lot of women say, I just want a man who's honest. And then the second you're honest, she's like, what? You did what? It's like, well, then don't ask me for honesty. Of course I fucking lie.
Thank you.
So that's a good point. I agree with that one. I don't think it's the biggest problem, but it certainly is a problem in relationships today. That is a problem. The biggest problem with men today is that I think the world is becoming hyper competitive. Most men are not aware and understanding of how quickly there's going to be a genuine shift in between those who have things and those who do not have things. Not just finances, but also female status, everything else. And it's a status game, right? And it's becoming harder and harder for men to play. And that's all women's fault, of course. But it is because women choose the winners, right? Women choose who the high status males are. So women pretend to give a shit about men. Of course they don't. They give a shit about themselves. And a woman, if you ask her what she wants from a man, she's like, I don't want much. I just want to find a nice man who's a millionaire and 6 foot tall and funny and charismatic and interesting and spontaneous and looks after me and doesn't cheat. And is funny and good looking and strong. I don't want much. Like they name all this shit that most dudes are never gonna have. And it's becoming harder and harder, and you end up with people, top G's who own everything on the planet they could ever possibly wish for, and then you got other guys who have nothing, and there's this large divide. There's no longer any middle ground. You have dudes who can't get any pussy, and then you got dudes who are just blocking girls left, right, and center, and that's what the problem with being a man is today.
What about the women?
What about them?
I would say, everybody's got a chance to talk.
I'm gonna shut up and have my clementine.
No, I want to know. I want to learn from you, sir.
You want to learn from me?
I wanted to answer. I feel like it goes for both. It's not just one or the other. I feel like it's self-accountability.
Shut up, Brittany. We don't care what you got to say. You be on here talking so reckless. So reckless. Brittany, we don't even care what you got to say. I want to know what middle lady got to say. Middle lady and the other chicks. Brittany, we could just kind of push Brittany to the side because nobody cares what she has to say whatsoever. But she is cute though. But nobody cares about that.
Women are not accountable for themselves. I agree with you there.
Why
0%.
just women though? What
It's
about
both.
men?
It's
yeah,
both.
It is
definitely both.
It is both. You're right. But society punishes men for not being self-accountable. But society does not punish women for not being self-accountable. I'll give you an example. If you're a man and you're arrogant and you think you're something when you're not, trust me, society will teach you very quickly that you don't matter when you don't get laid and you stay a fucking brokey. If you're a chick and think you're something when you're not, you can run around with your ego, still get dates, still get laid, still have a fairly sensible social life. Society as a whole doesn't come along and slap you in the face with realizations. If you're a man and you think you're something you're not, it is a ticking time bomb until society teaches you a lesson. That's the difference. This is why men in general are more self-accountable, because the men who are not self-accountable get fucked up. So those who are successful are very self-accountable people. They look at themselves and go, okay, the only way I'm going to get and progress further, the reason she left me, the only way I'm going to do better, make more money, et cetera, is I have to change. Most women don't want to do that. They don't sit and think I have to change. They think, oh, he left me because it's him, and I lost my job because my boss, and this is this because of this. No, you women don't look in the mirror and change a fucking thing.
No, because don't forget what you're forgetting right nowadays. They can't change it because it's all about body positivity.
Are you
They
saying?
can look.
This black woman is queen. We need a crown for her. We need a crown for her. She gets it. She need to be the new Oprah. She need to be the new Oprah. She spitting right now, boy.
Sexy at a size 28.
Are you saying Lizzo's not a 10?
Are you guys trying to get me canceled?
See, I'm not gonna lie. I don't agree with what you just said, because 90% of cosmetic surgery is by women. Women are trying to change as much as possible. Men don't want to change. They're not accountable for themselves. They think that because they're a man, you're gonna be attracted to them. No, like you can't be fat. You stay at home. You're just playing video games, and you expect a woman to want to fuck you. No, she's not gonna want to fuck you.
Yeah, but then
That's such a small percentage of dudes that just want to stay home, get fat, and play video games. That's probably like 15% of dudes. Maybe 20. What about the other 80? Come on, bro. Make it make sense.
she won't. This is the point. And then she won't, and society will teach them a lesson. They might be able to pull off a little blag with a girl for a year or so, but in general, they're going to end up lonely. In general, they're going to struggle to find partners. I agree with you with the cosmetic surgery thing. Women are happy to change their appearance and change how they look, but they're not happy to change how they act. Most of them, they're not happy to change. No, they're not.
The women are changing what the men don't care about. The men don't care about the big old lips.
Yes, they do.
And no, they do it. The women are doing that for themselves. Yeah. Because the men don't care about it. The men would rather a woman change her stinking attitude than put on all that makeup and hair and everything. That's what the men want.
Preach. Preach. Somebody play Young Dolph. Preach right now. Keep it real with your dog no matter what. Preach.
But the women will go out there like, oh, I'm going to change this, I'm going to change that. If you look at a man and the man said, yeah, he's fat. The man will most, if he's feeling bad about himself, he wants to make something, he'll go and hit the gym. What's the woman going to do? Go and do? Get a BBL, get her lips done, put on her makeup, put on her hair.
I'm gonna mention this. Like I said, I'm sorry for pausing this a lot, y'all, because I just got a lot to say. Between these two women right here, who has more validity? Now, granted, both of them live in life. One of them lived. If I could throw an age, I say, Lady in the Red's probably in her 50s. I would push to say 60s, but 50s. Baby girl right here, she look like late 20s, early 30s. And she's caught up in that whole la la la. The chick in the brown really need to be quiet and listen to the lady in the red, because she has more life experience. And she can actually teach her some. The girl in the brown can't teach this lady nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I just want y'all just to peep the dynamic between these two women. A seasoned lady that had been through some things, that has seen the world change, and the younger lady that's still going through it. You feel me?
here and say the big old fat person that she is and say, oh, it's body positivity. The men don't even want that. And the women are not getting all this cosmetic surgery for the men. They're getting it for themselves. You can't turn around. What man wants a woman that's going to turn around, go and have an operation and can't sit on a plane because her ass has been injected or been interfered with? She got to lie there on her stomach. Do you think the men want that? Or wake up in the morning before you got to hit the house. She's got to put on. I'm sure I worried about some of the men because they must go out with a woman. Ooh. And then when they wake up in the morning, they think, who the hell is she?
The scars,
by the time you take everything off, women need to change their attitudes before they change their makeup. I'm sure that even more than that, change your attitude. Because women will go out there and they want to change this, they want to change that. All the things that don't count.
You see, Brittany ain't saying nothing. Baby girl right here, she's struggling to say something to argue.
If you learn to, the same way how women can go out there and learn to put makeup on, learn to cook, learn to wash by hand. Learn to please a man.
That is so outdated,
that's what you need to do.
That's outdated, girl.
That's outdated. Shut up! Shut up! Be quiet. What you mean? Learning how to cook? How is that outdated? That is a life necessity. This is a life necessity. Like, you can't buy food every day. What are you talking about saying this thing is outdated? Brittany, shut up. Shut up.
Girl. That's outdated.
She's right.
For who?
I'm saying it's like we had literally just talked about this off camera when you guys picked up from the airport when we were talking about what's the value system or the point system for a woman who cooks versus a woman who can suck good dick and fuck well.
But you can cook and suck dick as well.
No, but I'm saying is that Pearl, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, but quoting her was that when she interviewed people on the street, that there was more points given to something for like a sexual return as opposed to, wash dishes by hand. There's a dishwasher. Why cook? We can eat out. There's a chef. People don't give a fuck about that.
That's what they think.
Most people can't afford a chef. Most people can't afford a chef. And ain't nobody saying wash dishes by hand. Just make sure the dish is done. Why cook when we can go out and eat? Let me tell you something, bro. That's like only 10 to 15% of people that would just eat out every single day. The average person would not mind eating out every single day, but the average person would feel that heavily on their pockets if they eat out every day. So it brings up the question, what kind of chick would I want to be with? The type of chick that would want to eat out every day and have this mentality, and by the end of the month, I done spent $3,000 on food, or a chick that she will cook most of the days. We can still go grab something to eat, but it's about saving. Why would I want to spend $3,000 a month? This is just a random figure. I'm sorry, y'all. My bad.
But we literally just talked about this yesterday.
No, it was okay. I did a street interview and I asked the guys, would you rather have a girl that gave good head or a good cook? And most guys
want this.
But I think that's
for
more,
the quick satisfaction.
But I think that's more for like a one night stand.
But what I'm trying to say is that if all the women out there and they're talking about, well, some of the women want to be settled down. They want a man. Right? And you got to think what the man wants. The man ain't interested in that. Look at when you're doing street interviews, you're interviewing single people. Mm-hmm. Look at the people there that are happily married and ask them what they do. Because all the things that the women out there are doing, you can be a housewife, you can be going out, you can suck head just as good as any old tramp on the street. And keep your man and have a man. And I can say that because I'm 32 years in counting.
Auntie, you can't say
what I say? She has life experience. She knows. She not just woofing. 32 years? 32 years? Come on, man.
Talking to your mic.
You can't say attraction is not important, though.
It is important.
For you to initially, exactly. A man is not going to find you attractive and then think, because you can cook well. It's got a chef.
A man's going to find you attractive and he's going to...
Okay, let's ask Andrew.
Andrew, would you be with a girl that's 5 out of 10 because she can cook?
That ain't what I said.
Oh, firstly, that's not what she said, to be fair. And secondly, I'd be with a 10 out of 10 who can cook because I'm top G. But to make the point, I think what you have to understand is what men are looking for in a relationship. So you did the street interview, and you're asking single people, probably young people, probably idiots who know they're on camera talking shit about good head, all this garbage. It's bullshit. What men are interested in life, not just in their relationship, but in their life as a whole, is status. I don't think most people understand, especially women, how competitive the male world is and how competitive it is for status. This is why men do everything they do. Men buy the faster car, not to drive any faster, because of status. That's why we want a bigger house. We don't give a shit where we live. It's because of status. That's why I want to go to the gym and get big and strong, because of status. Everything we do is about status. That's why I want the better jobs. That's why I want more money. That's why I want to be respected. So what's the number one thing we want our female to give us? Status. That's what we want. So she can give us status by being beautiful. That's one thing she can do. But another thing she could do is if I turn up home and I come home with my boys and she says, I'll cook you all a steak. That's status. That's all my boys going, Ross, you just been out all night and she's here and she's going to cook for all of us and she'll clean up and tidy up. Boom. That's the kind of girl a man's not going to want to lose because it makes him look good. That's what men want. Status. Suck a dick, blah, blah, blah. Listen, dick can only be sucked in so many ways. I mean, let's be serious about this.
Have you had the Gok 3000?
No. Shut up! Shut up! What is you talking about? What are you talking about? Shut up! Look, let me tell you the women on this panel that got something to say is this one in the middle that hasn't said one thing this whole time, and that lady in the red. This chick over here talking about sucking things. I mean, come on. Every dude loves it. But it's not like there's 1,000,008 techniques to get it done. Quit playing with the man.
This is actually a serious point, right? This is a very serious point because the Western world has collapsed in real time and it's a failed society. And one of the reasons it's a failed society is because of the over-sexualization, especially of females as a whole. If a woman comes up to me and goes, I'll be the best sex you ever had, I am fucking revolted. I don't want the best sex I've ever had. I want you to be pure and a virgin. You should know what sex is. Cook my fucking dinner. Shut up. Don't talk to me about fucking sucking dick. It's vile. It's disgusting. I don't want to hear that shit.
Can I say something?
I don't want to hear that shit. What I want is a woman who makes me look good. No woman who's running around talking about sucking dick can make me look good. So I lose interest completely and utterly, and that's the truth. So,
and then it also shows that you've been sucking dick for a long ass time. I don't want to kick it with no chick that has sucked 80 dicks. What? Make it make sense.
What she's saying is completely correct. These are old school things, but it's not about the act. Yes, you can order food, of course. It's about the status that comes with it. That's what it's about.
Sagittarius, spoken like a true one. That is true.
My man's a Sagittarius.
Listen, well,
my man's a Sagittarius.
So basically, it's a straight shooting sort of conversation. But I think that sometimes we get distracted and we talk about the bicker between men and women. I think that the problem that men and women have is the consequences of the bad decisions that the 1% of powerful men make on our behalf, because our problems are on a societal level less than between.
Her glasses fly as hell. I ain't gonna lie. Even though they women glasses, she doing it.
Between woman and man. That is why there's a lot of competition between men. This chase for status that they will never get.
Why is that the fault of the 1% of men?
Because they're the ones that drive the machine that runs this. The West.
It's always been that way.
Yeah, but then think about the men that are at the top now, the corruption and everything that's going on. And this is why it feels very good to sit next to somebody like you and just say, do you know what? I appreciate that you say things that are really true. You expose a very toxic truth and a very true truth as well that is out there. But the reality is, on the trenches, when you go to the grassroots, people don't feel the way that you feel. It's not as simple as what you say. They are victims of this system. So my job here is really not to try and make it about men and women, is to make you understand that actually we need to start changing the narrative.
You don't want to make it about men and women because
they're both messed up on either side.
Because then women look bad.
No, because it's about everybody together. Women have their traumas, men have their traumas. I'm not here to fight against men and women. That's small.
I understand what you're saying. But the idea that this 1% of men have created this terrible society. Yeah, I talk about that. I talk about the Matrix. I talk about these things. But it's always been this way. It's always been a small elite group of men who are in charge of the world. And unfortunately now, we're fighting battles in different ways. The days of old, a man proved his worth by going to war. Basically, every man at any point in his life was going to end up going to war, and he came back victorious, he came back with honor, he got himself a wife. That's how it worked, right? Now men don't have to go to war as much, depending on where you live in the world, and it's slightly different, and we fight our wars in other ways. And one of the true expressions of testosterone and trying to really express your ability and your combative ability now in the modern world is power and influence. So in the olden days, you'd go to war, you come back with a ribbon. Nowadays, you got X amount of followers, you can move the world with money. I can bend reality with money. Please understand, if I walk into Jimmy Choo, they lock the door. No brokies allowed in. Tate's here, and I buy whatever the fuck I want. There's lines outside because I'm there. I bend the world with money. That's how the wars are now won. So you're talking about high status males, and it's always been that way. Now you have a whole contingent of men who aren't dead. Okay, they didn't die in a ditch, but they're lonely as fuck jerking off. And that's the reality of it. And women don't give a fuck about them. And why should you? I'm not sitting here actually shitting on women in any way. I think women have a biological instinct to a degree to try and find the best mate they can because it gives them the highest chance of survival in the harsh realities of the world. And if they look at a man who's not capable, they just don't feel an attraction to him. And that's the bottom line of it. And that's why I'm largely misunderstood. I don't blame women for a lot of the problems. Women are guilty of certain things, but I have a massive amount of blame to place on men. Because there's so many men who are genuinely incompetent.
Get out of here. We don't need you on the panel anyway.
If I was a chick, I wouldn't fuck these losers either. Like, they're losers. So it's hard out
Balance.
It's
I
hard.
love it.
Do you know what I don't understand? Why people are always going for the 1%? All the women want to rush for the 1%. Why don't you just find a regular 9-to-5 person that's going to look after you? You can be his queen. Why can't you just do that? Why is everybody really rushing? I've got a man. We don't go on social media. If it weren't for Pearl, I want nothing about social media. 9 to 5. I've got our own property. 32 years. Happy as Larry. What is the problem? It's not old-fashioned. It works.
No, Auntie, let me clarify. When I meant 1% is not the 1% of attraction. I mean the actual people that are in charge of the things that run the world the way that
What
it
I'm
does.
trying to say is that it's always been an umbrella we've lived under.
But the
and men have
difference is,
functioned underneath it. So why is it going to affect me?
I'll explain why. Because as Sir Mr. Andrew King Tate said,
Like that.
I want to know.
as he said,
I want to know what
thank
she's after.
I'll have this one after
I
this
want to know what she's
point.
after. She's going to go home and dry that now.
It's
Put
the
it in a
Clementine.
Wait, it is. I've been drinking lime juice as well. So, as he very rightly said, society has now evolved. Before men went to war, now men don't go to war. So there's a lot of sense of no purpose that they need to find. And then on the women's side is that the same way that a society evolved, they made men feel less purpose. They have now had to take on bigger purposes. They have to go to work like they didn't have to do before. They have to take care of the family and work and do all of these things and now deal with the fact that men are feeling a little bit like out of, you know.
Rubbish. That ain't what I'm saying. You get a 9-to-5 person, right? What is wrong with you going out there, find a regular 9-to-5 person, right? You can function underneath that. Because I'm always hearing the women say, oh, we ain't got enough money. We ain't got enough money. Work with what the man's got.
You're right.
Work with what the man's got. You can make a man your alpha. Everybody wants to go and find these top earning money. Find a 9-to-5, work regular, save your money, learn to cook and not have takeouts, and then save your money as they did before.
Then you should direct this to the men that feel upset because they're not like Andrew
There's
Tate.
always direct something to the man.
No,
Why?
but she's completely right. I'll tell you this. There's not a girl on this panel or on the planet today who couldn't walk outside and find a man who's going to be nice to her, loyal to her, and make her his queen. Women don't want that. So they'll sit there and go, no, I want Chris Brown.
Look at Britney's face. Look at Britney's face. Her face is saying it all. She like, yeah, you right. I could find just a regular dude that can make me happy, but that's not who she want. You know what I'm saying? It is what you need and what you want. She don't want that. You know, so it's but baby, if you go for what you need, you could probably elevate that man to what you want him to be. All right, I'm preaching to the choir now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And then they'll go try to get Chris Brown. Then Chris Brown will cheat. And they'll be like, I can't believe he cheated. I am devastated. Well, what the fuck do you think's going to happen? If I go to the car garage, right, you have to make a decision what you truly want in your life. If you truly want to just find a man who's going to look after you and take care of you, you're going to be his queen, he's going to be loyal, you can find that all day, but you're going to have to settle to a degree where a lot of women perhaps are not prepared to do that. You see how women act. They'd rather chase a fraction of a real G's time than have 100% of the time of a fucking dude who they don't respect at that level. And it's kind of like going to a car dealership. You walk in there, if you want reliability, you can get a Nissan. But if you want to get a Ferrari, it comes with headaches. It's going to come with problems. So when girls say to me, "Oh, you know what, Andrew, you should be loyal to that," men like me don't have to be, and you know that. So why the fuck are you here trying to tell me what to do? Because you know I don't have to be loyal, and all the girls I'm fucking don't have to be loyal. So why are you sitting there pretending you expected me to be loyal when everyone knew from ground up day one it was never going to ever fucking happen? And you're still here.
I think
you're still texting
They're
me.
going to be the one that changes you.
Well, no.
Black lady is the true lady in the red. I don't know her name. What's her name? What's this lady name? She the truth though. She's the truth. She's spilling.
That's the biggest mistake that girls make.
So whose fault is this? This is the female decision.
Look at Brittany. She just scratching her head because she know all of this is her. This is her. That's why I want her to talk. She just really needs to shut up and listen.
They sit there and decide, no, I want this. Cool, then you're going to have to accept he ain't going to be loyal to you. He's barely going to reply to you. That's the game.
They like being cheated. I swear to God, this show has made me believe. I think women like to be cheated on.
I don't.
I swear to God, no, because all y'all ever talk about is your exes that cheated on you. That's all y'all ever talk about. And it's like,
look at his
Who
face.
really talks about
Look
that?
at
exes that cheated on you.
Look at his
That's all
face.
y'all ever talk about.
Look, I need to screenshot this. This gotta be the thumbnail. This gotta be the thumbnail right here. Look at he like, yep, yes,
Talk
sirski.
about. And it's
Ew.
like,
Who
that's
only
the
talks
one-
about that?
The regular women that are on here.
The women that come on the
okay.
show.
Oh, good thing I'm irregular and extraordinaire.
But do you not think it's because we're not holding men accountable? So
Oh
when
my
a man,
God.
because he's a top G, cheats on a woman, it's like, well, what do you expect? When you should actually turn around to
Accountable
him and say,
for what? Accountable
Is-
for
okay, is
accountable for his
cheating-
natural
is
evolutionary
cheating-
biology.
is cheating morally correct?
Yes.
Depends.
Yes.
How can
You're
you say?
okay.
How can you
You're okay.
say that? Are you
You're
joking?
okay with your woman cheating on you then?
Absolutely not. That's haram.
No, because
Oh, it's a
That's
when she cheats
haram.
on you, but you can cheat on her.
There has not been in the history of humanity across any culture, any book, any story, any fable, there has never been across the history of humanity any respect put on the name of a promiscuous female ever. Ever. You name the biggest conquerors that you can possibly name from history. Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, all of them. They all had 100 wives, bunch of children, big G, conquered the world. Normal. That is normal evolutionary biology. That's how men are designed to be. There's never been a single female who's been celebrated for her promiscuity ever in history. It's always been frowned upon and disgusting.
Why they had to zoom up on her? Why they had to zoom up on Brittany? Because they know she been handing that cookie out like a sample at Sam's Club. Quit
So
playing.
yes,
with
we
me.
are completely and utterly different. Yes, it's different if a woman cheats on a man. And if a man is at a complete top level of his life and ticks every single box, and if he decides to be loyal, which some do, and I can be loyal, and I have been loyal, but there's also times in my life where I think, fuck it, I don't want to be, and get a new girlfriend every single day of the week. I can do that, and I can decide to do that. If a woman decides to do the same, purely because her value is high enough to attract so many males, because she's beautiful, for example, it is completely different. And I'm going to explain.
My bad, y'all. Hold on. Security. This is a test, man. Don't.
Why it's completely different, so buckle up. It's
Wait.
different. It's different. It's different. Well, I'll tell you why.
Go
It
on,
is
Saji.
impossible for a female to be promiscuous on a long enough period of time without devaluing herself because she is fucking people she shouldn't be fucking. There is no way she is sleeping with endless men and all of them are either high value men or treating her the way she should be treated. If you find a woman who slept with 50, 100 dudes, she's either fucking dudes which aren't at her level or haven't worked hard enough to try and get the pussy. She was just too drunk to realize he's a loser, plays video games. Or she's fucking a top G who barely texts her back. So either way, she's fucking dudes she shouldn't be fucking, or a guy who's at the level who doesn't give her the right amount of attention. For a woman to find a guy who's truly on a level, who truly treats her the way she should be treated, that's once every couple years, if that. You ain't just gonna go out there fucking a new dude every week and say, yeah, he's worth pussy. Yeah, he treats me good enough to get my pussy, da-da-da. And you know what's funny about the universe? It's actually beautiful about the universe because it's equal and opposite forces. When you devalue yourself, it's kind of like men can smell it on you. They can just look at a bitch and go, oh. That's the way it works. So you have to be very careful as a female and sit and go, does this man truly deserve to fuck me? And if you think about it, the answer 99% of the time, especially if you're promiscuous, is no. So when a woman is sleeping around with all these men, she's devaluing herself. She's devaluing herself, and the world knows, God knows, the universe knows. When a man does it, he doesn't devalue himself at all. That's just the way it works.
Can I ask you a question? Wait.
No! Look at Auntie! Look, apparently her name is Auntie. Auntie the truth. Auntie the truth. What do you have to say, lady in the brown? Jesus, you about to piss me off with this weak ass hairdo.
Wait, Esther, 1 second. Sir, may I ask you a question? What would you say if a woman now is married to 2 men?
Haram.
Why?
No, I'll tell you why. Let's talk about this. What is the difference between a man, let's say me, I have 4 wives, right? What's the difference between a man having 4 wives and a woman having 4 men?
You can impregnate the 4 wives at the same time.
You can impregnate the 4 wives at the same time, and we know who the parents are, right? So
Yes.
let's say you had 4 pregnancies, you know who the mother is because she's carrying the baby, and you know who the dad is, top G. If you had a woman with 4 men and she gets pregnant, who's the parents?
What about if...
But no, I'm asking. Do
Okay,
you know?
I ask, what if they're different races? One
Answer
white,
the
one black.
question.
You don't know.
Answer the question.
You don't know. Now, modern science can come along and maybe fix that for you, but that doesn't mean it's not wrong in the eyes of God. The idea of having a family, the idea of a child being born, one of the baselines for a new life to come onto this planet is for at least to understand who the two people who made it are. At least, if you have a woman fucking 4 dudes, you don't even know who got her pregnant.
So may I just say,
disgusting.
Have you seen the twins that had 2 different dads?
Oh yeah, I saw that. May I just say something then? So if that is the case, yeah, if the one thing that you're meant to have is you, at least you know who the 2 people that put that child on earth are, then that's why promiscuity for men is also a problem, because they get women pregnant. Sometimes they don't even know they have children. That's haram, no?
No, it's completely different. It's different because you have to understand, I'm talking about humans. You look at humans from a societal perspective, but society has changed, right? So let's say 200-300 years ago, if a woman got pregnant, she needed a man to survive. If that man didn't take care of her during pregnancy, she was going to die. She couldn't work a job. She couldn't hunt, couldn't fish, whatever, right? A woman literally needed that man for survival. So if you were to come to me and say, I'm pregnant, but you've been fucked by 4 different dudes, I'd be like, who says it's mine? Why am I looking after you? None of them want to look after her. She will literally perish. This is why in most of the world today, still today, virginity is so coveted, and throughout all of history it's been so coveted, because that's the only way to ensure paternity. She's a virgin, I know that's my baby. She ain't a virgin, prove it's mine. Outside of this modern science bullshit, Shaitan, the devil we have here in the West, in most of the world today, without virginity or at least a low body count or at least anti-promiscuity, you can't tell that that's your baby. So it's a completely different thing. You're looking at the idea of a woman being pregnant and coming to a group of men and saying, one of you has to take care of me and put up with me when I'm fat and moody and annoying and I need my bills paid. And all the men are going to sit there and go, no, fuck no, prove it's mine. You can't prove it, bounce. We're different. If I get 4 women pregnant, we know the deal.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. So obviously back then for survival, women needed a man. Otherwise, when they were pregnant, they could die and all of these things, they would perish. In today's society, given evolution, given the fact that as women we can go and get, men. Yeah, but I'm not saying that. Isn't there a glitch between what is actually happening and the nature of what we have in our bodies? I think that's probably the conflict that we're having right now.
Glitch in what way?
In the sense that women don't feel like they need men in the most physical sense, perhaps
that's
like
right.
naturally.
It's very interesting. Women don't feel like they need men in a physical sense because life is soft, but it's bullshit. And it's bullshit because you still need men by proxy, 1, and 2, the second life gets difficult, you very quickly learn how much you need men. But women will go, I'm independent, I don't need no man because I have an OnlyFans and men pay my OnlyFans, and if anyone comes up to me, I'll call a male police officer. I don't need men. Shut up, you fucking idiot. Of course you do. You just named your whole life is based on fucking men. The road you're driving on was paved by a man. The house you're living in was built by a man. The car you're driving was designed by a man. Your whole life depends on men. And the second anything bad were to happen to you, the second you were physically threatened, or times were to get hard, or war were to start, or famine, or riots, the first thing you do is find a big strong man, shit yourself, and throw the feminism out the window. Feminism goes out the fucking window the second that the snow needs shoveling, or there's a fucking broken down car, or the tire needs changing. Then all that crap vanishes. It's garbage. And this is the very interesting thing. I'll make a point here, which is going to get me canceled again, but I don't give a fuck. But this is the point. Feminism in and of itself can't be defended. The point of an idea is that it can be defended by the people who believe in it. This has been the whole point of war since the dawn of time. It doesn't matter if it was the Christians against the Hindus. It doesn't matter if it was the Germans against the French. There were people who had ideas and ideologies, and they were prepared to fight each other to defend their ideology. Feminism is an ideology which cannot be defended by feminists. The only people who could defend feminism are the men who subscribe to the garbage. If all the feminists were to get in a line and say, we want feminism, and the conservative men were to get in a line, you would learn very quickly it's bullshit. I had a friend in Afghanistan when Taliban kicked America out, and he told me the Americans were telling the girls they could go to school. So they built all these girls' schools, and they put the Afghanistani Defense Forces there, and they funded the Afghanistani Defense Forces to protect these schools. You had American satellites, you had night vision goggles. Taliban were afraid to attack. America leaves. Now you have Afghani Defense Forces. They're basically blind. They don't have satellites anymore. Don't have night vision, whatever. So now it's a real war. The men are standing next to this girls' school. The Taliban are coming. You're some dude. You're standing there, and you're looking at this girls' school going, I don't really give a fuck if girls go to school. Bounce. And you didn't fight. So that's why they all gave up and Taliban took over so quickly. And when I said this, the girls like, yeah, they should have fought for us, feminism. Why don't the women fight?
Can I ask?
Oh, wait, the women can't defend their own fucking idea. You need men to defend feminism. So that's why the whole thing is stupid. Because the second men don't defend it, it just fails as a fucking ideology. It's garbage.
May I tell you something now? So this is the thing. This is when we assume that women perhaps don't have the physical or even mental ability to go to a war. Wait. Because this is the thing. For example, in Ukraine, a lot of women took up arms. And in fact, I'm Angolan. I'm Angolan. Wait. I'm Angolan. And
Don't lie
listen,
to the people at home.
Wait, don't worry. I'll talk about my
But you
personal
want to go
story.
to war? You want
No,
to fight
wait.
the front
Let me
lines?
tell you. Let me tell you something. This is the thing. I think it's also really like silly to assume that, for example, a woman.
Even Brittany laughing because she know what point you trying to make, baby girl.
Because she didn't go to school, she'll not be as intelligent as a man. Therefore, naturally, a woman is not intelligent. No, it doesn't make sense. If we're now starting to normalize equality and we want to put everybody in the forefront, give a woman a
Who's
gun.
normalising equality?
Well, that's what people are wanting. Then that's
People
the case.
like who?
Let me tell you, Auntie.
Who wants to normalise equality? People like who? Feminists. Who else
No,
wants to?
I want. Well, actually, no equality. I want respect. That's really
No,
what I
what's
want.
stopping you from getting respect?
Exactly.
No.
I get respect.
I
What's stopping
get
you from getting
respect. I get respect.
So,
That's
you
what I
just
want.
said
That's
you
what I
want
like.
respect.
What I think is.
You don't even know what you want.
I'll tell you what I
You don't know
want.
what you want. You want equality,
as a woman, I
and you
carry
want
myself
respect.
differently. I actually hold the
Oh man, Auntie going in on her.
things that I have done in the fights that I fought. I hold it. That's why when you speak to me, I don't move different. I move different to many of the girls. That's why when you talk to me and you argue with me, I don't take
argue with
it.
you.
You do
I tell
sometimes.
you.
And
I
I'll
don't
tell you
argue.
something. A lot of women may have the accolades to be somebody, but they are uncomfortable to own that. And the reason why, then I would like to ask you, for example, I do need a man, for example, to procreate. But other than that, I'm quite strong, and I would find a way to protect myself differently. With that mentality, what would be the man that would be for me then?
Denava, what would you do if one of these security guards broke into your door?
What would I do? Okay, I'll tell you.
What would you do? What would
One,
you do? No, seriously, there's no guns here.
She's a feminist.
I'll
She's a
tell you.
feminist.
No, I'm not a
She was
feminist.
shit and say take
I'm not a feminist. I'm a bit smarter.
Okay,
Either
okay,
I play
these
dead,
two guys.
one. Yeah.
Okay, they see you're not dead.
It's okay.
They
No,
see
I'd
you
be like
breathing.
this, and then if not, maybe I would kind of like be very gentle and comply to find a way to get out of it.
so
If
let's
they
make-
want to
but let's
come and
make an-
kill me,
but let's make an
there's not
important
much that
point.
many people
But
can
let's
do.
make an important point. You're talking about equality equaling respect. The way you get respect as a woman is by being feminine. There's nothing. We can be equal and very, very different. I'm not saying that there's not equality, but you've confused equality with the same. You can
Look. I'm gonna pause right there just to kind of double down on what he's talking about. I don't know. I'm an urban dude. I'm from Detroit. I come from an urban city, urban setting, and I know some real masculine women. And when I say masculine, I mean like masculine mixed with ignorant, mixed with I could do anything because I can do anything. And and essentially they can, but they don't really get that type of respect from me because they think that they could just show their ass just because. And that's against their feminine nature. However, when you run across like a real woman that's like ultimately divine in her feminism, in her femininity, you approach them different. Today I went to Sam's Club. I hopped out the car and it was this older lady and she was as pleasant as can be. Excuse me, young man, do you think you can help me lift this into my car? The first thing I said was, ma'am, yes, ma'am, I don't have no problem with it because not only was she's an older lady and I respect my elders, but she didn't come off as aggressive. She ain't smacking her lips. She, hey, come help me move this. So he's right. When you show your femininity, and I hope I'm not butchering that word, you get a different level of respect. But if you out here with this bravado attitude, and you could tell even the lady in the middle, I would essentially respect her because you could tell she's a respectable woman. She's not, she's aggressive, but she's still, what's the best word? She's in her bubble. She's in her bubble. But Brittany, hell no. The other chick in the brown, hell no. You know what I'm saying? I hope I'm making that make sense. Let's get back to Andrew.
can be equal with
Equity.
completely different things. You can have a bishop and a knight on a chessboard. They're equal in terms of points, but they do different things, right? A woman can have equal respect to a man if she is very good at being a woman, and a man gets respect for being very good at being a man. When a woman decides she wants to act like a man, or a man wants to act like a woman, that's where all gets fucked up. We try and pretend it's all the same. It's not the same. Men and women are good at different things. We have different strengths, different weaknesses. There's nothing wrong with accepting that. There's nothing wrong with saying, I'm a woman, I'm good at X, he's a man, he's good at Y. Then we work together as a team, we have a beautiful family, we're happy forever. It's only confused where you have women who sit and go, no, because in the name of equality, we can fight in wars. There's no fucking women on the front line in Ukraine. That is psyop bullshit. They put some chick there dancing around doing Pokemon dances to try and convince men to go fucking die in a ditch. It's garbage. If you go to the front line of Ukraine right now, you do not see women in their makeup and their manicures. You see fucking men in the freezing cold dying. You know where the women are? Dubai, chilling. That's where the women are. So to sit and pretend that women are just as capable physically as men is a fucking lie. It's delusion. To say that you're as strong as men is delusion. You are good at other things. You're better than men at a lot of things, but it's not the physical world. And the unfortunate reality about life, this is what we're saying when I was saying earlier that feminism goes out the window when things get hard. The harder the world gets, the closer it gets to the baseline of humanity. The unfortunate baseline of humanity is violence. Yeah. That's what happens if all the electricity were to go out and all the police were to quit, this would become a violent place very quickly, and there would be fucking zero feminists left. Zero. You would all need men. That's the bottom line of reality. That's the bottom line. So you have to understand as a woman and say, okay, I need a man who's good at being a man.
But no one's saying that we don't need men in society. Of course we do. We're talking about relationships. Yeah, you're strong, but the thing is, I can live my life as a woman and not need a man.
What's a woman?
Oh, Pearl, stop
like
it.
in my day-to-day life, I don't need a man to fix my car. I'll just go to the mechanic.
But listen, right?
Who's the mechanic? Bro, this is what reality is. This lady in the brown. Who is the mechanic? Please have somebody bring this up.
The mechanic a man or a woman?
No. I'm saying yes, we need men in society, but in relationships, the only reason I actually need you is because I want you. I don't actually need you.
Do you know what?
I need you to procreate. Yes, I agree. But the thing is, I don't need you in my day-to-day life.
What if someone breaks into your house?
I'll just call the police.
Okay, what if they don't come? What if the average in the US it takes like 15
and give them everything.
In the US it takes like 15 minutes for them to get there.
But that's not realistic. That doesn't happen on a day-to-day life.
These two guys in your house, what are you doing?
But that's not realistic. I've not had any man break into my house on a day-to-day. It doesn't happen.
The point is,
so let's be realistic now.
I know what you're saying, but the point is this. The point is, when we're talking about feminism as a whole demonizes men. And you just sat and said, besides procreation, I don't need a man in my life. I can go to a male mechanic or call a male police officer. They're men. So in
society, you are needed. I agree. Okay, of course, we need you.
Of course.
Did she call him?
Society, you are needed. I agree.
Okay,
of course, we need you.
Of course. So you're talking about being with a man because you want to. So my question to you is, why would you want to be with a man?
Why would a man want to be with you?
Because they're sexy.
Like, obviously,
because of the companionship.
And we do talk about men. Sorry, I love men. No, I love dick.
We don't sound like it, but it's not all about dick. What I'm trying to say is that in a good relationship, right, one that works, there's blue jobs and there's pink jobs. Right, and that's the problem that women have got. They don't want to be doing no pink jobs.
But that's not what we're talking about.
We're
talking about relationships. Why do you need a man in a relationship? Because you want a partner.
Companionship, friendship, romantic love, things that you can't get by yourself.
Like you want to go on dates with him. It's not about I need someone to fix my car. Like go to a mechanic. You're not safe. Call the police.
Bro, look at Auntie, bro. This girl, I can't say the R word. This girl is mentally challenged, bro. Because who will want to be in a relationship with somebody that thinks like this? Who will want to be in a relationship that contradict themselves? I don't need a man, but I'm going to go to a mechanic and have a man fix my car. Well, baby girl, you still need a man. You need a man in your day-to-day life. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I would throw that little tangerine straight at her just out of pure frustration. Not because I'm a violent dude, but just like, girl, just shut up. Just be quiet. Because what you're saying is not even, it's not conducive to the whole conversation. Jesus.
What about a father to your kids? You don't think your kids don't need a dad?
You can be around.
I definitely want that. These are the stuff. This is the reason I need a man.
I
agree.
Wait. It's not that you want it. You need it.
I agree. And these are the stuff that I need in a man. But it's like at the end of the day, it's not like I completely need you. It's like, I want you.
But the whole point is, if the lights went out tomorrow, you would need a man.
In society, agree.
Why do we act like women are so useless?
It's not that
I can change a tire.
I'm saying if the lights went out tomorrow, you would need someone to protect you. You
Yes,
would.
of course.
Can
in
I answer?
society, not my boyfriend.
I'll go
Can I
underground.
ask a
Like, half of my exes can't even do anything.
Can I? Well,
That's actually another problem. A lot of men can't do much.
Do you know what I mean?
Not everybody's
in this day
strong.
and age, in this day and age, guys can't even
Listen,
fit a tire.
You
It's
cannot.
actually
You cannot.
ridiculous.
No, no, no.
Women can't
Hang on
cook.
a
Not
minute.
you, my sister.
But I can cook. I
Speak to
can
your
cook.
brothers.
Hang
And
on
the
a
thing
minute.
is,
Auntie
I'm
Tate,
not
speak to
even.
your brothers. They don't know how to do
Listen,
nothing.
I'm not
Can I
even
say something?
saying.
Guys,
Can I just say
we
something?
have to do one at a time.
Can I just say something? This is why you can't blame all men for your poor choices. You can't say, I'm talking to both of you because you're saying, yeah, my man can't do this, my man can't do that. What? And you want to
You chose him.
settle down. Why would you go and choose a man that can't do these things that you wanted them to do?
Because
my man could do all the blue jobs.
I need a man.
Because
that
most
is
men
a-
grow
Make
up
it
with a
make sense.
All the blue
PlayStation
jobs.
instead. Most
No.
men grow up with a
Okay,
PlayStation
it's the men
and
that you're
porn and
choosing.
things.
Yeah, it's
No,
not.
that's the truth.
It's not. It's
Speak
not.
speak for yourself.
Speak for
That's the man-
yourself.
That's the man you
Listen,
pick.
I'll tell
I'm
you what,
sorry,
right?
I don't need a mechanic
just
to my
saying.
boyfriend.
You know what?
I need a father to my children. I don't need.
Do you know something, right? She needs a
police
father. Hang on a minute.
officer.
She needs a father for her children, right? So
Yeah.
she's gonna go out there, right? And you're gonna buy your child an electric car. You're gonna go and buy your child a bicycle. Who the hell's gonna put out the bicycle and fix the electric car? Who's gonna do it?
You got YouTube. I know how to do these
Bro,
things.
I don't
I
think-
fixed
so
the
why
Bentley
do you need a
before.
man? Why
I
do you need
fixed
a
the
man?
Bentley.
If you can do everything yourself, go and get some sperm donor or something because you obviously don't need a man.
That's
Because-
the future, I
And the
think,
thing
you
is,
know.
that's the future for who?
No, of
That's
like
the problem.
society.
Because at the end of the day,
Auntie,
right,
what
listen,
year are you
hang
living
on.
in?
The
What
year that
year
you're
are
supposed
you
to be
living
living in.
in?
Because
Like,
hang on a
you
minute.
act like
Wait,
we are in the Stone Age.
Guys,
Let me
guys,
finish
one at a
talking.
time,
Let me
one at a
finish
time.
talking, right? Now, you got a man, right? And you've been busy all day, right? And you're in your bed at 1 o'clock in the morning. And your man comes in with all of his friends and said, oh, babes, all the friends are here. They're hungry. What you going to do?
Yeah, I'll cook for my man. I'm a traditional woman in that aspect.
Yeah.
Don't you dare lie, lady. Don't you dare lie. All this BS you done just said, there's no way you can say that you are a traditional woman. What are you talking about?
In
I
what
love
aspect?
to cook
Why
for my
is
man.
it that when people
If-
start
if-
cooking,
if
they
you're-
think that cooking is traditional? It's everything. It's not just about cooking.
But-
They always say, oh, I cook for my man, so I'm
I
traditional.
have a
No,
question.
no,
I have a
but the
question.
point is,
Wait.
I don't-
I have a question. Are you virgin? You're traditional. You're virgin.
Are you a virgin?
No,
that's
I
not
said,
that's
I said
not
in that aspect. I'm not gonna comment on me being a virgin or not. But what I'm gonna say is, every human being should be able to cook.
She's a
Man or
hybrid
woman.
of tradition and
I'm a person
modernization.
that's-
This is going to be part 1. I got to step out, but this is going to be part 1. Part 2 is going to come a little later on tonight. I'm going to post this up because this is madness. So the next section is disagreement, Auntie versus Esther. I don't know who the hell Esther is. Maybe it's the chick in the brown or it's the chick on the couch. But Auntie is doing numbers. You feel me? She is single. Tate don't even got to say nothing because Auntie is coming with pure facts. Oh my God. You did what I'm saying. This is good. This is obviously a conversation that needed to be had because thank God Brittany is not saying that much. You know what I'm saying? She's not saying that much. She's just taking it all in. But the chick in the brown is embarrassing herself right now. She is embarrassing herself. She is embarrassing her family. She is doing a horrible job trying to make the points that she's trying to make because she's constantly contradicting herself to the point where another older black woman is trying to school her, but she's so much in her big-headed bubble that she can't even receive it right now. You did what I'm saying? She can't even receive it right now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause this right here. I got to go handle some business, but I'm going to come back and we're going to do a part 2 to this because like I said, this is 3 hours. So we going to section this thing off right. I'm not trying to overbear y'all with this type of content because 3 hours, that's a long ass time, but this is good. This is good. So with that being said, make sure y'all like, subscribe, hit your boy with the nice comments, and I'm going to be back at y'all in a little bit. Guaranteed, baby. You did.